hunt for the missing US crew member with a £50,000 bounty on their head. As Iranians try to get to the downed American first, John Peters, the British pilot who was shot down and captured in the first Gulf War, tells us what they'll be going through.
You don't have the capacity to be scared. You've got to outthink the Iranian commanders. You've got to outthink everyone around.
Also tonight, 5 Met police officers removed from duty after a bag full of weapons is left outside the Mayor of London's house.
Sending all our best wishes to the Artemis 2 crew.
I would just say to Ryan, it's art imitates science and vice versa.
Over halfway to the moon, the Artemis crew get a boost from a star on Earth and...
Okay, Semenyo. What a brilliant goal!
A Haaland hat-trick helps Manchester City boot Liverpool out of the FA Cup.
This is ITV News with Romilly Weeks.
Good evening. Over 24 hours since their jet was shot down somewhere in southwestern Iran, a US service member is desperately trying to avoid capture. In the skies above, a huge American search and rescue operation is underway. But on the ground, the Iranians are hunting too, a £50,000 reward on the American's head. The Pentagon has yet to comment on the circumstances of the crash, but President Trump is continuing to issue threats, promising hell will rain down on Iran if the Strait of Hormuz is not opened within 48 hours. Olivia Guthrie has the latest.
A missing US officer somewhere in enemy territory. Footage appears to show armed Iranians hunting for them, keen to claim the reported £50,000 bounty on their head. The wreckage of their fighter jet paraded on Iranian state television. A propaganda coup for Tehran and a difficult reminder for those like squadron leader John Peters, who was shot down and captured in Iraq.
You don't have the capacity to be scared because your brain is so full of what you've got to do next, trying to outwit, because part of that chess game, not at a political level, but you've got to outthink the Iranian commanders. You've got to outthink everyone around, and you no longer have the system around you. You are plucked and you are totally on your own.
The missing service person's president posted on social media today, "Remember when I gave Iran 10 days to make a deal or open up the Hormuz Strait? Time is running out," says President Trump. 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God. It's just days since Trump claimed Iran was beaten. Following false claims by the US president about the complete destruction of Iran's air defense system, says this IRGC spokesperson, an American hostile fighter jet was shot down in central Iranian airspace by a newly developed advanced aerospace defense system. The jet was completely destroyed, and further search operations are still ongoing. Those ongoing operations are now a race between the US and Iran, the latter claiming to have shot down a second US plane which crashed in the Persian Gulf, a rescue mission whose crew then themselves had to be rescued. US Black Hawks have come under sustained gunfire, all aircraft on high alert as they hunt for their missing comrade. Olivia Guthrie, ITV News.
Scotland Yard has suspended 5 police officers from frontline duty after a bag of guns was found abandoned in the street. It was reportedly discovered by a member of the public outside the home of the Mayor of London. Well, our reporter Philip Syme is at Scotland Yard. Now, Philip, this just sounds extraordinary. Do we know exactly what happened here? And I don't think Phil can hear us there, but we will try and come back to him later. Police have made a new arrest in connection with an alleged arson attack on 4 Jewish community ambulances in London last month. The Crown Prosecution Service confirmed the 4th arrest during a hearing at Westminster Magistrates Court, at which 20-year-old Hamza Iqbal Rehan Khan, who's 19, and a 17-year-old boy who can't be named for legal reasons were charged in connection with the alleged attack. A teaching union is warning of a masculinity crisis in UK schools after almost a quarter of female teachers surveyed said they've been subject to misogynistic abuse from a pupil in the last year. 23% of the 5,000 surveyed say they've been subject to sexist, racist or homophobic language. The NASUWT called it a ticking time bomb. And an amber weather warning for wind has been issued for parts of northern England, Scotland and Wales for this evening, with Storm Dave set to batter the UK. The Met Office is warning flying debris could lead to injuries or danger to life. From next week in Northern Ireland, parents who experience a miscarriage before 24 weeks of pregnancy will be entitled to bereavement leave. The new regulations will also make it a day one right for workers, abolishing the qualifying period of 26 weeks of continuous employment. Deborah McAleese reports on a rule change which could soon find its way to the rest of the UK.
It stays with you forever in anxiety, in sadness, in seeing other kids.
Around 1 in 5 pregnancies end in miscarriage every year in the UK. Karina Campbell suffered 2 in 5 months. And for her, and so many women like her and their partners, the loss is not only physical, but something they're expected to carry quietly, often returning to work within days.
Going into that room and being told, I'm really sorry, but your baby didn't make it, is one aspect of it. And with my second miscarriage, I just took time off completely.
Before now, the legal right to paid leave after miscarriage before 24 weeks did not apply to anywhere in the UK. But that has now changed in Northern Ireland, where parents will be legally entitled to take 2 weeks bereavement leave.
Miscarriage still is a bit of a taboo issue. Like lots of women and families go through this, but there still is, I guess, a reluctance to talk about it, and certainly a reluctance in the workplace.
This change in Northern Ireland is something that we hope will happen in the rest of the UK as well, because it offers parents really important time to recover from something that is a very personal loss.
For many, like Karina, miscarriage is a loss that deserves time, space and recognition.
The fact that you'll be able to know these resources are here and this law will protect you as an employee at a horrible moment of your life is fantastic.
Deborah McAleese, ITV News.
The astronauts on board Artemis 2 are now closer to the moon than they are to Earth. And if the crew needed a boost on day 3 of their mission to the far side of the moon, they got it. From Hollywood star Ryan Gosling, Rosie Dowsing reports.
If you've ever wondered how an astronaut keeps fit without the force of gravity, NASA's live stream from the Artemis 2 spacecraft will give you the answers. For outsiders looking in, even daily exercise is fascinating. But for those on board looking out, the view is even more impressive. These extraordinary pictures were taken by the crew as they watched planet Earth get smaller behind them and their destination, the moon, on the approach.
And so it's already special, the view that we have. And yes, the Earth is quite small and the moon is definitely getting bigger.
And if that wasn't surreal enough, they've been interviewed about it by a Canadian broadcaster patched through to space.
Hi there, Jeremy Henson. It's Julia Boschman from ITV News here on Earth. Great to talk to you en route to the moon.
Had a bit of a nap and got up. The Earth was just so far away again.
I'm not an astronaut.
And well-wishers have included actor Ryan Gosling, who embarks on his own space adventure in his latest film, Project Hail Mary.
Sending all our best wishes to the Artemis 2 crew.
I would just say to Ryan, it's art imitates science and vice versa.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And lift off.
Artemis 2 is travelling on a looping path that will carry the crew around the far side of the moon and back again. They're well over halfway, travelling around 6,700 miles an hour on a journey expected to last 10 days. The first of its kind in 50 years, and one NASA hopes will pave the way for many more. Rosie Dowsing, ITV News.
It's a rowing rivalry that dates back almost 200 years, and today the honours go to Cambridge as victors of the 171st boat race. While our reporter Lucille Brobby is on the banks of the Thames for us this evening. Lucille, how was the atmosphere there today?
Oh, it was absolutely electric, Romilly. Well, it's been an action-packed afternoon here on the River Thames, where thousands gathered to watch the boat race. Two teams, the University of Cambridge and the University of Oxford, went head-to-head over a 4.2-mile stretch from Putney and ending in Mortlake this afternoon, and it did not disappoint. It was in the women's race, it was Oxford who took home the victory, winning comfortably by almost 10 seconds. It's the Dark Blues' first women's race victory for a decade. Well, in the men's race, Cambridge took the victory in the 171st contest, their 7th win in 8 years. A big turnaround for Oxford, though, after Cambridge took home both of the trophies last year. There's still real buzz here as well. The supporters still celebrating along the banks. Earlier, I caught up with some very happy fans from both sides. Very chuffed, very, very happy. So it's another dramatic chapter to the boat race coming to an end now. A tradition that continues to grow and draw in crowds year on year.
Lucille, sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you. It's also FA Cup quarter-finals weekend, and the first team into the last four are Manchester City. They made light work of Liverpool, thanks in no small part to a hat-trick from striker Erling Haaland. Chris Scudder was watching.
One trophy already this season. Who would bet against City landing a cup double, maybe even the treble? Liverpool's season has been a disappointment. Mo Salah will be leaving soon, and this was no way to remember one of the club's greats.
It's a really poor effort.
City dominated from the moment they earned a penalty. Erling Haaland easily scored. And when Haaland gets a nose for goals, he's pretty much unstoppable. 2-0 felt like a knockout blow. It certainly was when Liverpool's defence parted like the Red Sea and Antoine Semenyo made it 3. One of those days for Liverpool that kept getting worse. Haaland scored his third. And in a tale of two superstars, what a contrast. Mo Salah could do nothing right.
That just sums up Salah's day.
4-0 was a thrashing, and City head into another semi-final with a new FA Cup record. 18 home tie wins in a row has never been done before. Chris Scudder, ITV News.
Port Vale's hopes of causing an FA Cup shock got off to the worst possible start, though. The League One side fell behind to an early goal in their match against Chelsea this evening. The last time a third-tier team reached last four was 2014. Later this evening, Arsenal look to continue their bid to win the FA Cup when they take on Southampton. And that is all for now, but I'm back with the late news just before 11. Until then, enjoy your evening. Goodbye.